Objection!
Einspruch. Willkommen zurück zu Accident Investigations Miles Edgeworth. Wir sind immer noch dabei, unsere gute Miss Camille zu konfrontieren und diesmal haben wir leider ein Telefon bei Miss Tenero gefunden. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone? I found it in the in-flight attendance room in Miss Tenero's locker.
What? What? Rodan Tenero? I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Miss Van Kama, is it? I suggest you arrest Mr. Rodan Tenero right away. Objection! Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
This is related to the keycard, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore.
Die spricht schon fast so wie Mr. LaBlanc mit ihren Metaphern. What should I do? Franziska's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then. Why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have been something very incriminating on or in it. Hold it!
What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies a final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. Er macht einfach das gleiche wie in den anderen Spielen im Courtroom, aber jetzt einfach während er steht.
Da ist einfach so ein Sperrcode drauf.
This phone in more detail. Es ist cracked. Haha, wie ein cracked. Verstehst du?
Ja.
The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Was haben wir auf der Rückseite? Eine Kamera! 2 Megapixel! Ah! It's a camera lens. Come to think of it. I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve this crime scene of her smuggling? Franziska, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone can take pictures.
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. Whoa.
Es ist wirklich peinlich.
This looked like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for a smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for a killer smuggler.
But the phone's all busted up, sir!
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. Das kann jeder Mediamarkt.
Ist jemand ein Techniker an Bord?
May I go back to sleep now?
Ja, ich bin ein Techniker in der Elektrotechnik. The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data.
What? What do you mean by that, Franziska?
It looks like our killer is very familiar with electronics.
Klassisches 2005 Spiel.
Ja, Mann. The phone still... was?
Ich glaube, es 2007 sogar rausgekommen. Ich glaube, es 2009. Egal.
Ja, keine Ahnung. Japan hat ja generell irgendwie Klapphandys noch relativ lang benutzt. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be assessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Nintendo Link-Kabel. Franziska, your phone, if you please.
Gameboy Link-Kabel. Very well. Nee, es gibt ja auch Nintendo, oder? Nee, warte.
Nee.
It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey! The hell of rats know where it is, big sir!
But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent X's killer, sir.
Is this it? Is this the end?
But wait, we have one other bit.
Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? Da ist ein Loch. Vielleicht? Ist das ein Loch?
Ich hab keine Ahnung, ich kann es nicht wirklich erkennen.
Da können wir auch nichts machen. Wir können gerade eben examinen.
Ja, keine Ahnung.
The fact that all of the suitcases are here in this photo is odd.
Agent Hicks was still alive at the time. So what exactly is so odd about suitcases that haven't been used yet being there?
Yes, well, I was only pointing out things that are different between now and then.
Your off-topic ramblings have put this attendant to sleep yet again, Miles Edgeworth!
I guess Sleepy had here a rude awakening, a deafening objection and a contradiction. Ich schaue mal ganz kurz, was wir hier haben. Schade.
No,
hießen die Bedsheets da?
Ja, und das Gelbe ist ja auch da, ne? Nicht da. Keine Ahnung, ob es irgendwie...
Die ist ein Senkfar, wurde erst danach geladen.
Ne, eben.
Ich examine einfach alles.
Ja.
Zum Beispiel diese Boxen, die einfach stehen. What's all this?
Huh? Oh, they are a cargo ship from Virginia to St. Far.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in St. Far. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of these boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere.
One cluster of boxes is written in Virginian. It says, it is cloth in English.
Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer?
What? What for is that scary face?
Miss Meal. Yes. It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. Huh? He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Virginian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer.
Yeah.
I guess.
Ja, würde ich auch sagen.
And what is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe out the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from?
Where did
And
it go?
now, I have finally found my answer in this very photo. It's
Cotton
Cotton Eye Joe! The cargo that was unloaded in Singapore had cloth written on it. In Virginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Virginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal. Oh wait, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Virginian. Objection! Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Virginian, well then... logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Bad sheets.
Bed sheets. Take that!
Hey, it says Banshees in English right on the box, sir!
Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, would you say? Hold it! So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first.
However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Sengfa?
That's right. That is why the Borginian cloth was used. And the only Borginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You, and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we have to do is contact the Sengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within both boxes. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Sengfa?
Komm, Musik. Ja, die Musik wird gleich krass, ich weiß es schon. Oh. Hilfe.
No, 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 no. Wow! Die Blase muss platzen. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble.
Eieieiei, was haben wir? Bitte leg das Killer-Man-Theme dann höher.
Natürlich da.
We've finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that?
They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at him out. It was scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Mr. Edgeworth! I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I'm going to need to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's one ugly suitcase.
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
You're just saying that to make me feel better. Thank you, I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at Viel Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue, no matter where you go.
Ich hab einfach aufgehört, die englische Sprache zu sprechen. Das sind nur noch Laute, die so im Mund kommen.
Falls ich aufgepasst habe, das ist schon die ganze Zeit der Fall.
I can't believe we wound up investigating you all day, sir. But boy, was it fun.
Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way,
Elevators.
where's Franziska?
Oh, she's filling out some custom paperwork for her departure.
Departure?
Yeah, this Okama always really busy, sir. He's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserved earlier?
You got it, sir.
Hope Springs Airport. Franziska.
I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You are Franziska von Kammer, a very proud prosecutor, deserving of much respect.
Huh. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing hero living a life in the name and fame of invincible Father Build.
True, Your father, Manfred von Kramer, wieso sagt ihr seinen Namen? Didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a
Aber
prosecutor.
Phoenix wird nicht genannt.
However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You need a partner? You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there's another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day.
I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full!
Sehr stolz sieht sie davon.
And just like that, she's gone. Huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for a whip.
Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation.
Ah, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight.
Just how much did you cut a salary by, Franziska? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office.
Sure thing, sir. I can fly down the road in the petrol car if you want.
Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Franziska von Kramer, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play, and the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking.
Finally, I called you knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through.
And you are?
Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy?
Mr. Armano? Ernest Armano, correct?
So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Junge! Ich kann deine Stimme auspacken!
Du darfst nächstes Mal einfach keine ätzenden Stimmen wählen. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. The Kidnapped Turnabout seht ihr beim nächsten Mal. Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen und ciao!
Tschö bitte!